the week that was, listen, we took some heat about talking about the rain. It rained for like 27 out of 31 days in May. We mentioned it, so what are you going to do? You can't control it.
We're not going to talk about it anymore.
And we found some haters that they got mad at us about the weather in New York. Whoever would have thought? Well, but on a positive note, the rain stopped.
The rain stopped. So let's talk about
Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, let's talk about some places we visited. You should start with coffee. You had coffee Friday morning, I believe.
So we had to make a shift, right? We were going to Utica Roasting, which is very predictable. Clearly, a lot of people know about it because the line was out the door. So we're meeting Jay Grow, who's going to be a Hey Neighbor guest soon. So we're doing some pre-work there, and he audibled and said, and help me out, Jay, Joseph Putrello. Joseph Putrello, good Italian fellow in Genesee Street. So that's when you walk into Nostro's. We typically go in there for dinner. The coffee place is closed, but neat little spot, that had all the different real bistro, I don't know, cafe, modern feel to it. And then upstairs, which I never noticed, right above where you walk in, there's probably about 10, 12 tables, and that's where we sat and enjoyed our coffee. So if you're looking for an alternative, there's a few that have popped up. Grow Brewery, what's the one in there? Strive, that just opened.
Yep.
And
then the other place, that Calabria coffee, too, is very, very popular.
In New Hartford.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Beans. Magic coffee beans.
Well, and I drink coffee first thing in the morning, but there are people that love iced coffee and can drink it all day long. Yeah. Like our son loves 7 Brew, and we know how I feel about 7 Brew. I can't do it. So then we did lunch. We did lunch at Roosters. We love Roosters. Tyler was working up in Utica, and we decided to go over there. And I've got to say, I tried to make a good food choice, and I asked them to put my burger on a bed of lettuce, and it was great. It was like a burger salad. It was really, really, really good.
This is why one of us is skinny.
I'm not, but...
And the guy that got the figgy and fries.
But then Javon's like, neither of you are getting the special.
He's mad about it.
He's like, I'm making it for you. So he made what he called a little appetizer, but it was legit.
Full-blown burger.
A burger cut into 4 pieces.
With the jalapeños.
It was so good.
Yeah.
We like fire. We like heat. So, yeah.
And we like Javon. We like Roosters.
Roosters was really good, too. Then we went to Stone Soup.
New spot in Herkimer.
Yep.
And how do you start revitalizing a neighborhood? You start with a place like this, where honestly, it feels like it doesn't belong. White tablecloths. It's got that modern chic feel to it. The menu was unique.
Yep.
And, hopefully that's the first of many things to come on Main Street in Herkimer.
And they have a great courtyard in the back that they said seats more than like 50 people.
How come we couldn't go out there?
We're not going to talk about why we couldn't go out there. We decided to stay inside.
You don't want to talk about it?
Yeah.
It was raining.
Yeah, it was raining. It was raining. That's okay. Our food was still fantastic. We shared a flatbread pizza, and we got the shrimp that was so unique. The flavor of the shrimp, it was almost like a chili, but...
A little heat to it.
Yes, it was really, really good.
We got something else. Oh, you got the soup.
I got the soup, yep.
Yeah. It was packed, so here's the thing. When you open a new place, all the rave, rightfully so, and they did a great job, right? You can't drop the ball those first few weeks because it's packed because of the buzz, but then, month 2, 3, 4, you're going to find out what you're made of. If people go back a second, third time.
I think it was Friday night that we went. You definitely needed reservations. We walked and we sat at the bar.
We sat at the bar because that was the only spot. Because we would never sit at a bar otherwise. But, we sat at the bar and they turned away probably 6, 7 different people that came in without a reservation, which is tough. But, I think they're opening at a good time because of the courtyard. And they're going to do some live music. And they've got a good selection of different drinks. And the menu's diverse. And, again, right in Herkimer on Main Street. So hopefully some things start popping up around it.
Then Saturday was road trip day.
Yeah.
Right? That was Saturday. Our daughter had a softball game. They were playing Port Byron, but we actually played at Wells College in Avalon. That's where it was.
Not close to here. We were
2 hours.
We were upset that we had to go to Port Byron, and then we learned that we actually had to go about 45 minutes away from Port Byron, which made it even worse. So the old Wells College is now closed, but they have a beautiful
facility,
softball field
so
that they let the high schools
We
use.
decided to make a day of it and take our time getting out there, and a ton of people have recommended Crust in Rome to us. It's
admittedly, Spina gets on us. Spina's a Rome guy, but we don't get to Rome as often as we should.
And it didn't take us that long.
It didn't take us that long. We've talked about that on the show before. Like, we get in our head,
all the way
the way to Rome. It seems like wherever you are, Rome's too far for some people. But, for us in the Valley, it was like 30 minutes worth the trip. And I didn't realize they put in mixed use. There's residential housing, there's commercial spots, new, modern, clean looking, right in Griffiths. So that's where Crust was. And look, it's hard. We talk about this with Javon and Roosters, and how good can you make a burger? How good can you make a sandwich? I got the Negotiator, which is fried chicken, cutlet, provolone, roasted red peppers, smoked bacon, and fresh basil, which was a nice touch. And the bread, I don't know how to explain it, but if you name your place Crust,
ciabatta. It was a ciabatta bread.
You better have good bread, which they did. The homemade chips were a sucker for.
Really
I
good.
challenged my wife to figure out how to make those homemade chips.
And the pickle. I took your pickle. The pickles were really good, too. I got the home wrecker, I think it was.
No, you got the one night stand.
The one night stand.
But the one night stand and the home wrecker are very similar.
Home wreckers at Moe's. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm off my game today.
One night stand is prosciutto, chicken cutlet, pesto, Calabrian chili pepper. That's what that was. That was
That's
good.
what made the heat.
Balsamic glaze. I put balsamic glaze on cereal. I think it just makes everything better. Fresh mozzarella, which is really thick. I don't know if everyone's a fan of that, but I am. And then the tomato. And
it was really good.
So I don't know. How good can you make a sandwich? It was good. They were both good.
You remember where our next stop was?
Yeah, we went to Three Bastards.
Yep, we'd never been there.
We say all the time that we need to get Three Bastards. Saturday was the day of let's get to places we talk about but never actually get to. So, 29 craft beers and Mick Ultra.
That is so funny. So we get there. My mom really doesn't like going to breweries with us because they don't have domestic beer. They have all the craft beers.
She loves beer.
She loves beer, but only Mick Ultra. That is the only beer that she will drink.
So this is me breaking my mother-in-law's chops because
I know,
she doesn't love beer. She loves Mick Ultra.
How many taps? Like 26?
30. Literally 30.
Oh, 30 taps.
The bartender was like, we have 29 craft beers and Mick Ultra.
And then you could tell the Mick Ultra one.
So there's a tap of, they're all just plain taps with numbers, but this one had Donald Trump. We're talking about rain and Trump. We're going to get ourselves in a lot of trouble today. They had Donald Trump on the tap giving the bird the middle finger.
It was awesome.
And that was their homage to the people who order Mick Ultra at a craft brewery, which I thought was cool.
Even if you're not into beers, they do mimosa flights. They have local wines on tap. So they have other things, even if you're not a craft beer drinker. The food is just outstanding. The flatbread pizzas and we got the onion, the French onion.
Yeah, bacon, a lot of bacon.
It was really, really good. It was really good. So
bacon and balsamic. Can't go wrong.
Yep.
They didn't mix the two in that dish, but if you put either of those on something, that's good. Sorry.
Last stop.
I don't know where the last stop
1911.
was. Oh, yeah.
That Skiffin, it was really good.
Skiffin Beak.
Yep. It's a tasting room, and it is in Lafayette, I want to say.
Yeah, Lafayette.
Yep.
Which I thought was right in Syracuse, but it's not. It's quite a way south of Syracuse.
But that was in the direction we were heading anyway, so it really was on our way, and it is a huge facility. They have a tasting room. They have a country store.
Bakery.
Yes, it was awesome. And the tasting room, they actually had live music. It was a guy. He was pretty good. And they offered bourbon flights, which Scott opted for. I got the cider flight, which was really good. That pear cider was really, really good.
I like ciders, especially going into summer, just light, crisp.
Yeah.
Probably not the best for, my sugar intake, but.
And then they also had a bistro too. They had a cafe off to the left-hand side that if you wanted to get food and stuff. So that was definitely a cool spot, especially.
It was packed.
It was packed, and there were people outside. There were picnic tables outside. So it's definitely a a cool spot to hit for something unique, something different.
Lafayette.
Did you guys make it to the softball game?
We did make it to the softball game.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I have never seen a softball team like this. When we say that we got, would you say mollywopped? Is that the word that you use?
We were mollywopped, taken behind the woodshed, whichever. They looked like the Ohio State softball team. I mean, these girls were women. I mean, they were like collegiate level athletes. We got beat 19-0.
In the fifth inning, like
they had to call the game.
Yep.
They had to throw in the towel. We threw in the towel,
I think
Rocky
we got one hit.
No hits. We got no hit.
Well, she reached the base, and then they tagged her when she rounded
It was an error.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't a hit.
She got on base. Scott and I are sitting
Girl
there.
hit a grand slam. I mean, just crushed a ball over this collegiate fence.
Before this happens, our second batter legit comes up, and she is probably like 5 foot tall. Like, she's teeny. And she shows the bunt sign, and this chick yelled bunt, and they all just started charging the batter. I was
started
like,
charging like the British militia back in the Revolution.
It was crazy.
Yeah, we were scared.
Yeah.
I don't know. The girls were like pooping their pants. We were scared watching.
Yeah.
This it wasn't a fair fight.
But
Like the number 1 seed.
they actually were the number two seed.
Yep.
They got beat by the number 1. So I'm guessing
it'll probably come down to those
Beaver
two.
River, Sandy Creek,
It was
school
one of
up
those,
near
yeah.
Canada. But yeah, I don't know.
So yeah,
softball season's over.
Long ride home.
Yep. It was a long
It
ride.
was a long ride home. You're not kidding.
And then we sat in the Wendy's parking lot for a half hour. We won't talk
Yeah,
about
we won't
that.
talk about
That's why I hate fast food. Don't support them. Anyway, okay. Let's talk about what's going on this weekend. The Diamond Dog season officially starts Wednesday, May 28th. They are home versus Albany. Then Thursday, they're playing the Blue Sox, which will be a great matchup. They always get a good turnout for that. And then Friday, May 30th, they are playing Amsterdam. So go support the dogs.
Support your dogs. Support your Utica Blue Sox too.
Yeah.
Same league. It's cool to get a little competition, little rivalry going between the towns. And I grew up at a time. I'm gonna go all back in the day on you, but the Little Falls Mets and the Utica Blue Sox were single A affiliates, major league, and so it was kind of cool to have that growing up. So it's neat to see the baseball back.
And it's a lot of fun. They definitely make it very kid friendly. In between innings, they have like games where the kids go out on the field, and it's a lot of fun.
All right, let's go out to Can of Soda.
This Greystone Castle, they've sent us invites.
Why haven't we gone?
Well, it's in Canastota. We should get out there for something. It's their 5th annual outdoor festival, and so they're going to have a ton of vendors there. Admission is only $5, $2 per person for 12 and under. There's food trucks, there's crafters, there's wine tasting, artisans, all sorts of different stuff there.
Well, now that baseball and softball seasons are over, maybe we head out there on Saturday.
Just to be clear, though, the food trucks and the crafters, that's free. If you want to tour the historical castle, that's $5 per adult.
Pony up the 5 bones, people. Check out the castle.
I know, right? Talk about the festival.
The festival. 98th annual St. Francis Festival in Frankfurt. Knowing the members of the St. Francis Festival, I would dare to say that 98th annual is a made-up number. I don't know.
It's on the poster. I don't know.
I'm not saying it's not on the poster, but that feels like too far back to fact check. But we'll go with it.
I believe him.
I believe Booth Palumbo for sure. Yeah, I mean, a lot going on here with music. It kicks off on Friday. I will say, if you're looking for good food, and I know this is a tough statement to make in this area, but I mean, this is true Italian. I mean, you have like Italian women back there who were at the first one 98 years ago
pizza
making
free.
the pizza free.
I know.
So good. That I don't know where they get the peppers from. Somewhere probably around Chernobyl, because they literally melt my face every year, and every year I go back.
Go back for more.
And I
He
keep
loves
doing it.
Yeah, and they do homemade French fries. They've
just
got
not
the
smart.
fresh cut French fries that are really good, cheeseburgers, all sorts of stuff.
To put it in perspective, a few years back, we got a little crazy the night before. Shocking, I know. And we were having like a rough Saturday or Sunday. And I didn't want to deal with people, which isn't uncommon for us. But we actually sent the kids to get food from the festival to bring back to us. Yeah, that's how good the food is. But there's live entertainment.
Showtime's there.
Showtime
Friday night.
Trio is going to be there on Friday night at 8 o'clock. The Frankfurt Scholar Jazz Band will be opening for them. On Saturday at 6, the music starts. At 7, Tom Benin will be there. And at 8, Gridley Page. And speaking of fact checking, I'd love to know, is this the original Gridley Page? Because I was like 15
We used to
when
go watch-
Gridley
yeah, I
Page
know.
was. I mean, they were rocking out back then. So I don't know if that's still the OGs or not. The bocce ball tournament, you in that, Jay? Okay. Jay Spina will not be in the bocce ball tournament, so you guys have a chance. Although if the Kiolas are there, I feel like somehow they'll win, or the Ferentinos.
Joe Cooper's asleep right there.
Okay, yeah, all right. So you heard it here. DraftKings sponsoring this portion of the program. Get Joe Cooper plus 350 if you can get it.
If you're going to go, make sure you bring lawn chairs, though, because they want you to bring your own seating, but they want you to support the club. So you're not supposed to bring your own beverages. You're supposed to purchase your beverages.
Don't bring
at
your
the
own
pavilion.
drinks to a bar, people.
It's bad. And you know what?
Not a good look.
The St. Francis gives back to our school and the community a ton. So go support
They
them.
don't say no to much. They
don't.
Definitely are very generous. All right. So Saturday, May 31st, is the 4th annual Christopher Newtown golf outing and basket raffle. This is for suicide awareness programming, and they do a really good job. Last year, they brought a speaker to, I think, Frankfurt and CVA to talk about suicide awareness and prevention. The event is at Pine Hills, and golfer registration, I'm sure it's all sold out by now.
It's probably sold out, but the reason I put this in here is because they do the basket raffles, and you don't have to be a golfer to go purchase tickets, because some of these baskets are just awesome. Like when we went to the spring soiree last year, the baskets that they have on Chinese auction there are just awesome. So go buy some tickets and put it in a basket, and you're supporting a great cause, and you might actually win something.
On Saturday night, the mayor's gala. We had Joe Palumbo on yesterday. He thinks it's gala. I thought it was gala. I don't know. Either way,
Tomato. It doesn't matter.
It is at Delta Hotel, 7:30 p.m. The fundraiser is for the Bowman House this year. And Kelly brought to my attention, if you Google Mayor's Gala 2025, you will see a picture of us with Steve and Carrie McMurray from the gala 2 years ago.
For sure.
So clearly we sell tickets. We moved the meter on
Or
marketing
Steve
campaign.
sells tickets, maybe.
You think it was a media play?
I don't know. I think he's kind of famous.
I think you're becoming more famous than McMurray, although
stop it.
we'll see who gets more complaints about the rain, because WKTV takes a lot of heat over
they
the
do.
weather.
So yeah, the Bowman House, it's huge. They help support vulnerable children and youth, and they hope to break the cycle of poverty through a structured program and educational and social enrichment. So it really is a great cause. And tickets are only $75 per person. That is a great price for what you actually get there. Showtime is performing.
Yep.
You get a full dinner. It is a great price. So I wanted to include that if you're looking to get all dressed up and to
Get
go
all
someplace
dressed
fancy.
up, rub elbows with the Utica elite like the McMurrays.
And I had to include this last one. You know it.
We didn't. We're not going to make it this year. We've got to see a guy about a thing Saturday night.
Yeah, we have plans. McMurray's reached out to us. I'm like, oh, darn, I totally forgot the gala.
We're
the gala
every
was this
other
weekend.
year. Yeah, you want to save this one for me? It's my favorite.
I
It's
know.
artisanal. Still don't know what that means, so I'm going to look that up at some point. So artisanal and craft markets. This is at Woodland, and it wouldn't be a weekend buzz if we didn't highlight Woodland Brewery.
And this is a big deal because it's the first Sunday of the season that they're doing this. They do it the first Sunday of every month. So go ahead.
That's it. Just go there. It's 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. They're doing lots of stuff.
They have music
food
outside.
and drinks and music. And what more do you want on a Sunday?
Yep. And it's pet friendly. Bring your kids and your pets to that one.
And almost everything on here, I didn't read it, but we'll close with this. Almost everything on here says rain or shine. So in the marketing, people are they're acknowledging that it could rain. This is what happens around here, good or bad.
Got to stop with the rain.
Just like our weekend update, we're going to bring a special guest on the set now. Let's go, KB. So everyone, welcome Keith Brown. You know him by so many different names aliases. You know, we got to know him as the food dude, KB, the wing guy. Honestly, I don't like it. It all just paints you into a corner.
Kind of boxes me in a little bit.
Yeah, I think you're bigger than that.
I like that.
Literally, you're bigger than that. Man.
I was thinking maybe just KB.
Just KB.
Just cleanly.
Yeah.
That's
It's
it.
a little more clean.
Yeah.
KB. I mean, that'll always be the food guy.
We brought him out of the 716.
Absolutely.
He's
Shout out to the 716.
a transplant.
Yeah, for
he's
sure.
officially one of us now. But
Definitely.
yeah, KB's been working hard. We've got our first annual Putts for a Purpose golf outing going on. And, we were talking before we hit record here about just the number of golf outings
There's so
that are
many
going on. And
that I didn't realize was going on in the area.
yeah, I mean, 16 years in business here locally, I'd probably get 80 to 100 solicitations. There's a lot of them. And so when we first talked about this, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to be just like another golf outing. There's so many, And so we are doing two things. First of all, the purpose part is 50% of all the money we take in from donations, sponsorships. We're allowing the sponsor to choose a local charity of choice. And our goal is to raise over $10,000 for local charities. We're over halfway there as we record this, which is awesome. And then $100 from every foursome is going to be earmarked. So each foursome chooses a charity that they're playing for. And so it's a charitable piece. But then even beyond that, you're like, well, where's the rest of the money going? Well, the rest of the money is going towards branding,
Exactly.
Personal branding, professional branding, marketing. We're going to create some content. And by we, I mean KB and
Collective.
Spina.
It's collective effort for sure.
Kelly and I
collective
will
effort for
do
sure.
some on-air shout-outs. But, hey, we started this mission to support amazing people doing amazing things here locally. And those that are stepping up to participate and sponsor, frankly, are amazing people.
Huge.
And we appreciate them. And so we want to support a local cause, but then we also want to pump back into those that are supporting us. And so we're going to highlight them and share some content. So
Absolutely.
what's on your mind?
Sweating.
Well, listen, sit next to my wife. We'll do that. Yeah, she
just said it too.
Once she starts questioning me,
Listen. The temperature is rising outside.
When
Kelly, KG, she's got a lot to do with it.
When KG starts asking me questions on a Sunday morning early, I start sweating.
I get nervous.
Oh, God.
But no,
All right.
Putts for a Purpose, man. I think it's going to be an epic event, amazing for the community, amazing for the area, and the businesses we have involved so far. I mean. Got some amazing places.
Yeah, let's shout them out. I mean, we talk a lot about Javon Pratt and his willingness to help
Roosters,
all the time
for
from
sure.
Roosters. We got another food establishment, Joe Rosemeyer at Slice.
Joe Rosemeyer from Slice
stepped up and is helping out.
Another notable, so Mike Clifford from Cliff's Local Markets are going to be a part of it.
That's great.
So shout out to the Clifford family. Amazing people.
Talk a little bit about Max Cohen.
Max Cohen, yeah. So Max Cohen is a buddy of mine I grew up with. His family owns Mida Tiffany, and they're going to get involved too. And just to, I didn't even really have to explain much to Max. He just wanted to get involved. He heard a little bit about the event, and it was something that it was like, bro, let's do it. I really didn't have to explain much to him.
And if you have never been to that showroom,
Amazing
you
place.
have to go because you have no idea the things that they can do with lighting there. We have our turtle lamp. We
love the turtle lamp.
I love that turtle lamp. I have two.
We have multiple turtle lamps.
Yes, we do. And the lighting is just amazing, unique, especially if you're looking for something unique that's not big box.
If you're in Home Depot or Lowe's looking for lighting, here,
Don't.
I'm going to give you some interior design tips right now.
Yeah.
Turn around and leave
Totally,
and go over to Mida.
For sure.
There's my interior. There's my HGTV segment right there. Another person in that vein that I want to talk about is Becky Smith. Becky Smith owns Accent Brokerage.
Okay.
Real estate firm based out of Mohawk, but obviously serving all of Central New York. And, Becky is one of those people where whenever there's something going on charitable,
Absolutely.
she's like, count me in. And, I didn't even have to follow up with her. Just hearing our stuff, she reached out. She said, send me a packet on the sponsorship levels. And the next day she texted me. She's like, I'm sending $2,500.
Or if you need a realtor, she's who you want as your realtor.
Yeah, if you want someone fighting for you.
For sure.
Yeah.
I am telling you right now, she's the best. Yep.
Yeah, so big shout out to Accent Brokerage for a big donation. Becky's not one to get on TV. She's not one to get on air. We've asked her to come on multiple times. She won't do it. She just doesn't want it to be all about her. And that's
But
why
we're still going to make it all about her.
That's why I'm going to keep talking about her.
No, absolutely.
Just so she hears this and hopefully
she
makes her
deserves
uncomfortable.
recognition. She deserves
I want her to be as
recognition for sure.
uncomfortable as possible. But no, Accent Brokerage in Mohawk, New York was a huge sponsor. So thank you.
Then we've got Staycations Rental, and they're donating to Project Brotherhood. Tell me a little bit about that. What is Staycations Rental?
Staycation Rentals is it's an Airbnb rental property in Tennessee, actually.
Okay.
So it's Dan Priori. He's a local firefighter who also is a part of Priori Construction.
Okay.
He's got a side business. So he does the Airbnb in Tennessee in the Smoky Mountains.
Nice.
Staycation retreats. So he was another one. You know, I kind of pitched it to him, and he was just all for it right away.
That's awesome.
And he's actually gonna, from the Priori construction side and the staycation retreat side, they're gonna contribute to Putts for a Purpose,
That's
which
great.
is huge.
Yeah.
I kind of want to be Dan Priori. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like we love the Airbnb gig. It's cool to meet people and hear their stories, and places like the Smoky Mountains to have. We've talked about having Airbnbs at different places we want to visit selfishly. So I need to pick his brain.
Yeah, no, Dan, he, like I said, the Priori family is an amazing family. They do a lot for the community, a lot for the greater Utica area. So having them on board is a huge deal.
All right, so let's talk about Brandon Entwistle from BME, maintenance, property maintenance, landscaping. We highlight young entrepreneurs as much as possible. Like they talk about people that steal my heart, right?
Definitely.
And we talk a lot about schools. Not the way for everyone, right? Traditional schooling, college is not the way for everyone. Brandon graduated in 2020, so it was the COVID year. Everything was kind of upside down anyway, and he just found a passion for landscaping.
I love that.
Yeah, and so he's crushing it. He does a great job with the lawn signs. Which when I opened my agency back in 2009, I bought like 50 of those vote for political kind of lawn signs, and I put them all over town to let people know I was open. So it's kind of cool to see him doing the same thing every lawn he does. He's got the BME.
That's amazing. Listen, I love seeing young people with that kind of work ethic.
Yeah, so he's and he's building it up. He's doing plowing in the winter. He's doing mowing in the summer. All kinds of landscaping. Different areas. Little by little, you improve the equipment. You added the equipment. You added the team. But he's out there. He's hustling, and love to see it. So Brandon and the BME team.
Shout out to the BME team for sure.
With a $1,000 donation, and their $500 of that will be donated to Will's Fight.
So Edward Jones. So Kyle Velt is actually, I coach his son, Xavier Velt. Very, very good dude. I got to know him a little bit over the years. And he's a financial advisor for Edward Jones. And he actually saw our post about Putts for a Purpose and reached out to me about it. He's new to the area, so he wants to network, he wants to meet people, and he golfs. He's a golf enthusiast. Okay. So he was all for it. As soon as he saw one of our posts about it, he's like, bro, I want to get involved.
It had to
How
be
can
the
I get
one
involved?
of you putting.
No, I think it was you guys. It might have been me putting. But no, Kyle's a great dude, and he reached out to me. He wanted to know how he could contribute to it, how I could be a part of it. And I sent him over some info. And him, again, right away, sent me back some stuff. And he's contributing $2,500 to our Putts for a Purpose, which is amazing. Yeah. From Edward Jones.
Appreciate that. And then bring it home. Actually, we're ending with the person who sent in the check first. The very first person to jump on was Standard.
Yeah, shout out to Standard. Standard Insulating. They were probably were they the first? Is that
it was the first one?
That was the very first one.
I just said it, so it's true.
We got a bunch of verbal commits, but they were the first one to
send the
money. So yeah, no, shout out to Standard. I don't know who the representative from Standard that we talked to though. Contact person.
I think Tiona. Was it Tiona? But Jen Kita is the sister to Lisa Briggs, who's been a good friend of the show, one of our first guests. And Jen was also at our banquet that we did the Essential F Words for Teen book release. And even at that banquet, she had said, whatever you guys are doing in the future, let me know. And,
amazing.
And stepped up and did
Lisa Briggs has got one of those famous quotes in the Infinite Referral book about work. remember we were talking about that?
Yeah, KB, like
Working
that
every
one.
day. Yeah, that really resonated with me. So shout out to Lisa Briggs for that. I love that.
So that is it. Check out the website. It's lovelivinglocal315.com. You can find all information on the golf outing. It's June 27th at Pine Hills. We'd love to have you golf. We're going to create content on the course. We're going to have a lot of fun games on the course. Everything is all inclusive. You don't need to bring any additional money. $150 per golfer, and that includes everything. That's your skins, all of your contests, all of the prizes, all of the drinks, all of the food, all the whatever you want.
All the fun.
KB will give you a hug.
Definitely.
Whatever
Giving
you
out
need.
free hugs.
Whatever
for
you need,
sure.
it's all included. And 25 of that per golfer, so 100 per foursome is going to go to your charity of your choice. So we are capping the field at 30 foursomes because we don't want to be one of those golf outings that starts on Friday morning and ends somewhere around Sunday afternoon. We'll keep pace of play moving, and we're going to do some on course content and all kinds of fun stuff with our sponsors and our golfers. So love to have you on as a sponsor. Those are filling up fast as well. So if you haven't yet, take action, and we will see you live on Friday, June 27th.
Absolutely. That's for the purpose.